Hi all, so welcome to this workshop. So in this workshop what I want to do is have a look at showing you how to use a form and it actually add a user into a funnel. So once a user is integrated into a funnel, then automations take over. So there's actually two things we could do here, whether it's a video funnel or a lead magnet, it really makes no difference. So one way is we could enroll them straight into a funnel and then they pick up and go through your funnel steps. Okay. The other thing we could do is turn off the funnel or actually not direct them to the funnel pages, at the funnel steps at all. Now why would we do that? Well, if we did that, what we could do is harness the power of automations, so you could then just run out an email sequence to them instead of them going through the steps of the funnel. So to do that, all you would do is take out the link for the actual URL for the funnel step. Okay, that's all you would do. So let's go and add this into, now adding these forms into a blog post or into a page, it makes no difference, or even into your course pages, it makes no difference. So I'm going to be adding it to a blog post page. So I'll show you this. So what we're going to do first of all is have a look, and we're going to have a look at our funnels first of all. So I'm going to go to marketing funnels, and I've got a lead magnet one here. So I'm just going to edit this quickly just to make it a little bit more usable. Guys, if you don't know about lead magnets or video funnels, make sure you check out the videos that I've done on this. Okay guys, let's have a look at the lead magnet funnel that I've got here. So I'm just going to go and view it. So normally people will come onto your page and they would straight away put their details into here, and then they would get an email automatically sent to them that would send them to this, which is going to be our last step, so where they can just grab the document there. So that's it there, very simple. Of course, you know, automations can be set up in that, so I'm going to show you the automations now. Okay guys, so let's check out our automations. So if we go into automations now for this, and we come into the sequence, what you've got here is, I'm going to go through and show you these. I'm going to edit this action here, and we're going to have a simple little email sequence. So basically when they first enroll, they're going to receive this, and it's going to say, hi, first name, thank you for your interest in joining the mail list, we promise not to spam you, and then grab your free cheat sheet. Okay, and that link there leads to the step. Yeah, so it leads to this first step here. So they've already signed up through here, and the email fires out once they've signed up, and then they're given a link to this page which shows here, so they can just grab their cheat sheet and they're listed under your settings. So let's now check out what the next one does. Now this one here, I'm going to save this just in case I've made any changes. Don't think I have. And we're going to go into the next step, which is this funnel. Now what this will do is this will notify you. So it'll, sorry, not notify you, and add a tag. So as soon as they enroll, after 0 hours from subscription, it will add this tag, new funnel lead. Okay. So this is automated. It's just going through. As soon as they sign up, this will happen. Now if you want, you can add another action, which is to notify yourself. So you can put a notify admin, and it will then send an email showing someone's joined up to you. So it's only you'll receive this. So you can put customizations in there if you like. Again, check out my video and lead magnet video, shows you how to do that. And then what I've got is another one. So 3 days after they subscribe, they're going to receive an email reminder. Now you can set as many of these up as you like, because it's automation. So you could do a week later, 2 weeks later, you could keep setting these up. So in this last one that happens 3 days after the subscription, I send this message out: we hope you enjoyed the free cheat sheet. If you have not downloaded it, here is the link again for you. And then it's a link to that step again there. And what it says afterwards is, why not check out our latest offers at Surf Dudes. Now the thing is that once they have actually signed up, they then, because they're tagged, you'll be able to see their tagging, because they'll be in the they'll be in the system, so they'll be tagged. So let me just go to that. So they'll be tagged with this. All right. So this is if they were coming straight into a funnel, but we might want to sign them up in a form, in maybe a page on your website, maybe in a pop-up on your website, maybe in a post, which we're going to do. We can do that. So what we can do is we can set up a similar form to this, and what will happen is we can add them to this funnel. So straight away they'll receive, if they're added to that funnel, they'll receive this email, and it will take them, bypass the first step, because they will have already signed up for it. It will bypass that, but it will add them to the funnel, and it will send an email to them that will send them to the first step. So you can come in two ways here. You can set a complete funnel up where they register their interest and then they go into the funnel automation, or you can set a form up on another part of your site which then fires them to the first step. The automation kicks in, so it goes back up, goes back down, fires the automation, and they get that email and they go to that first step. So you can automate all these things. So hopefully that's crystal clear for you and what we're trying to do. So all we need to do is make sure that we know the name of the funnel. So if we come into the funnel details, we can see that our name of our funnel is called Lead Magnet Tutorial. Okay, that's all we need to know. And what information are we taking from those people? What information do we want to take in this? You need to just make sure that you've got the same information. You don't need all the same information, but I can see here I've got first name, last name, your phone number and email. And you can take as much or as little as that as you want. You could have first name and you could just have email. You could name, email. You don't have to have phone number, and you can add more to this if you wanted to. If you checked out the contact form, then you'll know how to add more form information to that and where to view it. So let's go now and create that in our blog post. So this is our blog post we've got. I think it's a little bit different to this. So this is just one blog post. And of course, like I said, you can put this into pages. You can put it into course pages as well, what we're about to do now. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a little block down the bottom that calls to action people to register, to write their details and get added to that funnel. All right, so very simple. So now we've set this up, it's all good, and we've remembered the name of it, Lead Magnet Tutorial. We're going to jump back to our site and we're going to go straight to our blogs. Now we're going to go into the settings for our blog, and we're going to come down to here. Now this is the blog post pages and this is the blog home page. The difference between them is that this is a blog post page and the blog itself is here. So if I've got more blogs, they will appear here, here, here. So we could put it into the blog home page, or we can put it into the post page, or we could put it into both, and you could put it in other places on your website. It's up to you how you want to do that. And we're just going to put it into our post page for this little workshop. So I'm going to go edit page, and we're going to go and create a block and create a form, and we're going to tie it straight to that funnel. Really easy. So here we go, guys. So I've got my blog content here. So this is a dynamic block. This dynamic block shows this information here contained in here. All right. So let's go and set this up. So in the editor underneath the block, I'm going to set up a new block. I'm going to click new block. I'm going to go empty new block. New block's going to appear in here. I'm going to go add a row, and I'm going to do a 50-50. Now inside this one, I'm going to put a nice little image. So let's go and grab a lovely little image we must have on the system somewhere. Let's go and grab one of these. Let's grab this little computer person. So there we go. All right. So next thing to do is we're going to go and grab an element. Now our element is going to be a form. So we're going to go and click and grab form. So there's our form. Lovely. So that's partially set up for us. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come into this block and go into settings, and I'm just going to go apply full width. Okay. I'm also going to click in the row and go to settings, and I want everything to align top. So I'm going to go vertical alignment and I'm going to go top. There we go. You can put it in the middle if you like. It's purely up to you. So now I'm going to go into the actual form block itself. So let's click in that little purple form block, go to settings, and under the settings here, we're going to give this a name. So I'm going to call this lead funnel. I always like to do this. Form. Hit enter. You can go into styles here and set things like top padding and these kind of things if you want to. I might add a new block in there, so I'm going to keep it at 0. And next thing we can do is come into here and we can start to name our little form fields. So inside here we've got enter your name. So I'm going to call this first name. Okay. And we want to input type first name. Is it required? Yes, it is. I'm going to make it required. So I'm going to duplicate this one now, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to call this last name. So I'm going to put in here last name, and I'm going to go and grab it from here. We've got a few places we can put stuff like email, first name, last name, address and city. So you can see we've got phone number as well, which I'm going to do next. I'm going to make it required. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to go in here. Again, you don't have to do all of these fields if you don't want to. And I'm going to put phone number. And we'll choose from the input type phone number in there. And shall we make that required? No, I'm not going to make that one required. So we've got email down here. So I'm just going to change this and just call it email. And definitely have this required. Input type, make sure it's on the email field. That's good. And now the magic button, the submit button here. We're going to go into the settings for the submit button. Remember, anything in here, form fields, you can add new form fields. Okay. You could even come down here and add things like checkboxes and these kind of things. If you look under the form, you have various options in here that you can add. So you can add different form elements, but make sure that it's all inside this purple form box. Okay, don't put it outside, won't submit. And we have our submit last. So I'm going to go into the settings here. Just going to change the design of this button, and I think I'll make the text a bit bigger. And let's call it something. So I'm going to call grab your free cheat sheet, something like that. Okay, and then subtext note, action, submit form. Okay, we don't want to go to a link, so that would be going to another site or an internal page. We don't want it to open a pop-up up there. Okay, we want it to submit a form so it captures their details. Now this is the important bit. We can add it to an email list if we have an email list. We can also add it to a funnel. And look, I've got my funnels in here. So if I've got a video funnel or a lead magnet, they appear in here. So I'm going to add, when someone fills this out, I'm going to add them to here. This will then start the automation process from the emails. So I've added it to there. Now also you could add an extra tag in here if you wanted to. I'm not going to because I've already got a tag built into the automations of our funnel. Sometimes people, what they like to do is they like to see people that signed up and people that have actually gone and gone into it, or you've removed it. So you might add it and then remove it if you wanted to, but I'm not going to get into that. Then we've got a post submit action. Now if they've already signed up, you could send them straight to the first funnel page if you want to, or you could send them to a thank you page. I'm not going to put anything in here, but you can do that. If you check my forms part in the above lectures, then you'll understand how to submit them to a thank you page. Or create a new one. So that's all I need to do. The only thing I need to do is, once I've got these forms all set up, these fields set up, then all I need to do is make sure that when I do the submit button there, that I add them to the funnel. That's all I need to do. So the next thing I need to do is just to make this look a bit better. So all I'm going to do is add some nice stuff in the top. So let's go and just add a new element, and I'm just going to put a heading in here. So I'll just come in here, and if I grab it off of my opt-in page, something like that, just grab that text from there, and I can put that in there then. So I'll do something like that. Take this font size down, maybe change the color. Ooh, change the color to a bluey grey color, and I'll also move this up as well. So I'm going to move it up above. All right, that's good. Looks good to me. So what you can do now is I could take this and I could give this a color background if I wanted to. This is just aesthetics. It's not going to change the way the thing works, but it's going to make it look a little bit better. And I'll just bring this to the top a bit more, maybe bring this up a bit more as well, something like that. Okay, I might take this row as well and go into settings, and I'm just going to nudge this up. So I'm actually going to do -10 just to nudge it to the top. I'm going to do a minus bottom so that I've got a clean crisp between those two. That one maybe do something like that. Okay, that looks good, and I'm going to click save. Alright guys, so let's check it out now. Let's go in here. Remember, this is in my post page. Yeah, this is in the post page, so every post will have this part at the bottom. So now I'm going to hit the refresh button, and we are going to have down here this piece. Now it's gone a bit weird. Let me just check what's going on. Okay, it looks like I had to remove the minus to knock this up. It was causing a problem. What I think I can do is I can come into here and I can just do the minus on the element itself. So that's going to work better. So let me click save. Sometimes these little bugs happen because I push the system. But that's what you guys want to see, me pushing the system. So let me just do a refresh on here and we should be good to go. Yep, there we go. So you can see there we've got a nice form. So what's going to happen is when we fill this form out, we're going to be added to the funnel and receive an email. So I'm going to do a test now. We're going to look and see what happens with the emails. Alright, so I'm going to go into incognito mode now. So I'm going to go into a new incognito window, and I'm going to put my surf dudes in there. I'm going to go to the blog, and remember in that post we have that form. So I'm going to go in here. Let's go into this, and there we go, we got the form. So let's just fill this out. So there we go, I filled it out. I'm not going to put my phone number in because that's not a required field. So by the way, you might want to put an asterisk saying the required fields. And let's click grab your cheat sheet. Now I'm just going to get a form success because it doesn't redirect. And then we're going to jump into my email and look at the form. And then look at us as a student. So I click this, and what will happen is we have success. So it has now registered. So I'm going to jump into my email account. We're going to look at the message we've received, which should be the first email. There should be the first email in the automations, and we can jump straight to that URL. Okay, now I'm in my email. You can see I've received a message. So it says, "Hi John, thank you for your interest in the mailing list. Grab your free cheat sheet." And now I'm in the funnel, so I didn't need to go to that first sign up page of the funnel. I could do it straight into the site. So if I click here now, this will take me to that second step where I can grab the thing. So let's now go and have a look at the leads that have been created through the sign up. So if I come into leads, then you can see the rolled leads, and you can see this new tag has been added to the user as well. So new funnel lead. So that is how you can do it, and you can put those forms and add them to a funnel, and you can use automation. So if you didn't want particularly for there to be anything, any pages that you're going to, you could just remove this link from the automation, and then you just be sending out an automated email. So you might decide that actually I want to send it by an email. I don't want to do any form steps. I don't want to do any funnel steps. I just want to utilize the automations. So it means you don't have to do any design in any of the steps, because you're bypassing it. You're not giving them a link. So by not having a link in there, you could then send week 1, you could say, grab my offer now, 90% off. Each week it will be 10% less. So then week 2, it could say 80% off. And then week 3, you could say final week to grab the offer, only 60% off now. And you could do it that way to just automate it, an email sequence. So you can harness the power of funnel and the automations or funnel steps if you wanted to. So I hope this has been enlightening, and realize that these forms could be set up in pages in the site. They can be set up in posts, as you can see the post there. I could set this same block up into the blog page. So if I was to take this and I was to copy this code or save this block as a template, let me copy the code. I'm going to go in here, copy the code, Control A, Control C to copy. To cancel it now, and then I can go to my next page. So I'm going to go into my blog again, and I'm going to put this into the root of the blog. So I'm going to go into the settings for blog. Let me go here, settings, and this time I'm going to come down to the blog home page instead of the post. I'm going to go edit, and I'm going to copy this block straight in there into a new empty block. And of course I can do exactly the same thing in course pages and in site pages as well. So here we go, guys. I'm going to just drop this block in. I'm going to go add new block. I'm going to go empty block. Now I've got that empty block. I'm going to come into there. I'm going to pull out the little tag. I'm going to select all, Control A, delete it, Control V to paste that old code, click save, and we're done. And then I can click save on here. And now what's going to happen is inside my site, I'm going to have those available. So let me just go into the site here and come out this funnel page. And if I go into the blog main page now, underneath the blog post, you're going to see this piece. And if you go into each of the blog posts, you're also going to see this as well. So like I said, that technique can be used in any of the pages or in course pages inside your site. So that is using forms and adding a user to a funnel, and also looking at ideas that you could turn the funnel steps off and just use the automations, the automated email sequences, if you wanted to as well. So you've got a plethora of different things that you can do using these techniques that I've shown you here today.